It begins on a golden morning in Houston. Sunlight slips through half-open blinds as Emma Robinson ties her hair, grabs her backpack, and heads downstairs. Her mother, Barbara, calls after her, "Breakfast first." But Emma's already helping her little sister, Stacy, into the car. They laugh, carefree, unaware that in a few days the ocean will swallow everything they know. Across town, Dean McMullen wakes to the roar of his father's lawnmower. His room's a mess. Surf posters, empty soda cans, a broken guitar. "Dean," his father shouts, "you're late again." Dean groans, pulls on a wrinkled t-shirt, and storms out. Two lives, one polished, one reckless, set on a collision course. At school, the corridors buzz. Posters announce the summer community service trip to Trinity Island, a tropical project to clean coral reefs and build shelters. Emma, the model student, signs up first. Dean's name appears on the list later, thanks to his father's insistence that he learn responsibility. Neither of them is thrilled to see the other's name. Cut to the next morning. Students climb aboard the charter bus. Bright chatter, phone cameras flashing. Emma sits with her best friend Liz. Dean slouches near the back, headphones on, eyes half closed. Outside, rain clouds thicken, but no one notices. Hours later, they arrive at a seaside resort where volunteers from several schools gather. Teachers brief them about safety rules. Emma, organized and upbeat, starts sorting supplies. Dean hangs around the pier, tossing stones into the water. "You planning to help or just brood?" Emma asks. "Brooding's a talent," he mutters. Night falls. The resort glows with string lights. Some students whisper about a secret party on a local boat. Emma declines until Liz begs her to come. On deck, music thunders, laughter fills the air, and for a while Emma feels free. Then she spots her crush, Stephen, kissing another girl. Her heart cracks. She turns away, wiping tears. Dean notices from the shadows, smirking at first, then softening. "Guess Prince Charming found a new princess," he says quietly. "Mind your own life," she snaps. Suddenly, blue lights flash, Coast Guard raid. Chaos erupts. Teens scatter, bottles shatter. In the rush, Emma stumbles and plunges into the dark sea. Dean dives in after her without thinking. Waves slam against the hull as he hauls her toward a small dinghy tied nearby. Panting, he cuts the rope to avoid capture, promising they'll rejoin the group soon. But the current takes them, spinning the little boat into open water. Lightning splits the sky. Rain lashes down. Dean ties a tarp overhead. Emma clings to the side, trembling. "We'll be fine," he shouts over the wind. "Just hold on." The storm answers with a roar. The screen fades to black under crashing thunder. Morning. Silence. The ocean stretches endless and flat. Emma wakes, face crusted with salt, hair tangled. Dean's arm dangles over the side, blistered by sun. "Dean?" she whispers. He stirs, squints at the horizon. Nothing but blue. Their phones are soaked. The compass floats useless. Hours drag. They ration a single bottle of water. When hope begins to fade, Emma spots something faint, a line of green. "Land!" she cries. Dean grabs the oars, muscles straining. After an eternity, the boat scrapes sand. They collapse onto the shore, laughing and sobbing at once. The island is wild and silent, a ring of jungle and white beach. No houses, no voices, only waves. Dean explores the wrecked boat and finds a half-dry flare gun and a small bag of supplies. "We'll build a signal fire," he says. Emma nods, still shaking. The sun sets in orange streaks as they light their first fire and realize night here means total darkness. Somewhere beyond the trees, something moves. A bird, or maybe not. Back at the resort, teachers discover 2 missing names. Calls go out to the Coast Guard, to parents, to embassies. Search boats fan across the water. Days pass, reporters swarm. Dean's father clings to anger. Emma's mother clings to prayer. On the island, survival begins. Dean shows Emma how to crack coconuts, how to collect rainwater in leaves. She complains, cuts her hand on a shell. "You're doing great, city girl," he teases, wrapping her wound. They bicker constantly but rely on each other more each day. One afternoon, they carve an enormous SOS into the sand. Dean climbs a palm for vantage. Emma arranges shells into an arrow pointing seaward. From above, the camera pans. 2 tiny figures against vast wilderness. At night, by the flickering fire, the ocean glows with plankton like fallen stars. Emma whispers, "Do you think they're looking for us?" Dean gazes at the waves. "Maybe, but for now it's just you and me." She looks at him, fear mixing with gratitude. The storm that destroyed their world has bound them together. Days blend into weeks. Their skin darkens, their hair grows messy. Emma keeps a notebook, each page filled with dates, sketches of fish, crude maps of the island. Dean jokes, "You'll get an A+ in survival studies." She smiles faintly. "You're not so bad yourself for a slacker." The two explore inland, following a stream that winds through tall ferns. Birds screech overhead and sunlight dances off the water. They discover a waterfall and dive beneath it, laughing like children. For a moment, the island feels like a secret paradise. 2 souls lost but strangely free. That night, rain batters their shelter. Thunder shakes the ground. Emma panics, crying that they'll die out here. Dean holds her shoulders. "Look at me," he says. "We're not dying." "Not tonight." She clings to him until the storm passes. The sound of rain fading into heartbeat silence. Morning brings calm. The island glistens after the storm. They find fruits knocked down by wind and feast until they can't eat anymore. Dean crafts a fishing spear from driftwood. Emma builds a rack to dry food. She watches him work, realizing she no longer sees the reckless boy she once mocked. Only a partner who keeps her alive. Elsewhere, the world moves on. News networks replay old photos of them smiling at school. Search planes sweep farther each day. Emma's mother refuses to accept their loss, visiting Coast Guard offices daily. Dean's father hides his grief behind anger, snapping at reporters. Back on the island, Emma and Dean climb a cliff to watch the sunset. I used to think I needed everything planned, she says quietly. Now I just need the sun to rise tomorrow. Dean grins. Guess paradise doesn't come with Wi-Fi. She laughs for the first time in days. As weeks turn to months, their bond deepens. They swim in turquoise lagoons, chase crabs along the shore, and fall asleep under constellations. One evening, Dean builds a small wooden necklace and places it around Emma's neck. For luck, he says. You'll need it when you boss me around. She blushes, unable to hide her smile. Then danger. While exploring a cave for shade, Dean finds bones half buried in sand, a human skull. Panic surges. They run back to the beach, shaken by the reminder that others may have been stranded before and never escaped. Emma can't stop trembling. Dean holds her. We're not ending like that, I swear. Days later, Dean injures his leg while climbing a tree. Emma tears cloth from her shirt to bandage it, whispering, "You saved me once. My turn." They sit by the fire that night, flames reflecting in their eyes. Emma asks softly, "Do you ever think about home?" Dean nods. "Every night, but maybe this is home now." Silence stretches between them, filled with unspoken emotion. The wind rustles through palm leaves. The sea hums beyond. Slowly, she leans closer. Their lips meet, hesitant at first, then real, warm, alive. The world fades to waves and heartbeat. After that night, everything feels different. They move together as a team, sharing food, laughter, quiet moments. Emma hums songs she barely remembers. Dean carves new tools. They bathe beneath the waterfall, splash each other, then rest on smooth rocks. The camera circling them as sunlight breaks through clouds. But paradise is fragile. One morning, Dean wakes coughing from smoke. Their fire pit smoldering from rain. Supplies soaked. They're weaker now. Hunger gnaws. Emma falls sick with fever. Dean stays up all night, cooling her forehead, whispering, "You're not leaving me, Emma. Not after everything." She recovers slowly. When she opens her eyes, Dean's asleep beside her, exhausted. She smiles faintly and brushes his hair from his face. Weeks pass again. Emma marks day 72 in her notebook. The island that once felt endless now feels small. They talk about rescue, about the future, what they'll say if they ever go home. "They won't believe us," she says. Dean laughs. "Then we'll bring souvenirs." The next morning, they hear something new. A distant mechanical hum. Emma jumps to her feet. "A plane?" Dean loads the flare gun, aiming at the sky. The sound fades. Clouds swallow it. A wave smashes over them. Emma slips, screaming. Dean dives, grabs her hand. The raft breaks apart. Everything goes black. When Emma opens her eyes, she's lying on wet sand. Rain still falls in sheets. She looks around wildly. "Dean!" she screams. The only answer is the roar of the sea, then movement. Dean crawls from the surf, coughing water. She runs to him, sobbing, clutching his face. "You're alive!" He smiles weakly. "Told you I'm hard to kill." They collapse together, crying and laughing all at once. When the storm clears, they realize they're not on their island anymore. In the distance, metal glint, smoke rising. Civilization. They stumble toward it, waving their arms. A rescue team spots them. The camera cuts to a helicopter lowering ropes. Dean helps Emma climb first. As the rotor wind whips her hair, she looks down. At the island fading behind them, their lost paradise disappearing beneath clouds. Cut to, weeks later, hospitals, reporters, flashing lights. Emma's mother embraces her, tears streaming. Dean's father stands awkwardly, pride breaking through his roughness. For a moment, they're safe again. But Emma can't sleep that night. She stares out her window at the city skyline. The hum of traffic below. Everything is loud, bright, fast, and yet empty. Then a knock. Dean's at her door, clean-shaven, but still carrying that island calm. "You couldn't sleep either, huh?" he says. She shakes her head. It's too quiet without the waves. They walk to a nearby park, grass still wet from rain. Hospitals, reporters. They sit beneath a tree as the city hums around them. Dean looks up. "You ever think about going back?" Emma smiles softly. "All the time. But maybe the island was never the point." He raises an eyebrow. She continues. "It taught us how to live, how to feel, how to fight for something real," Dean chuckles. "Guess we're not lost anymore." She leans her head on his shoulder. The camera pulls back slowly, the city lights fading into starlight, the faint sound of ocean waves echoing in memory. A final shot, Emma's notebook lying open on the grass, pages fluttering in the breeze. On the last page, her handwriting reads, "We found paradise, not a place but a person."